This is why I love to sit down in peace and quiet, even just for a minute or two. The awareness that comes from just sitting down and quiet, because sometimes I get like so busy and I run around and I'm doing this, I'm doing a million things, and then I forget to think for a second. And this is why I love sitting down for a few minutes and just thinking. And I was laying here and I did this thing with my eyes that I like to do sometimes because it does something. So I'll like tighten my eyes with my hands, like I'll press down on them really, really hard and squeeze my eyeballs. And what happens is I start to see all of these like cubes. I don't know, like so if you're gonna do it, like if you're gonna try it, you take and you squeeze your eyeballs with your hands and you like push them in like kind of hard. You know when you're rubbing your eyes hard, but you hold it, and then all these little cubes start appearing. And then you do that for a little while and you open your eyes and all these sparks are around you when you do that. Now, as I was doing that, I was like thinking and I was like, oh, I know what it is. Nobody's unhappy with their situation. They get upset because they know who they are, and so when they're in a situation that is not what they want it to be, they get mad because they know who they truly are. So let's say, for instance, you're living a life that you know for a fact you deserve better and you belong in a better place, right? You know you deserve better, you know you belong in a better place. And so when you're in a place in life and you're not happy with that situation, it's because you know who you are, and who you are is way bigger and better and brighter than what you're living out right at this moment. So you're not unhappy with who you are. You're actually figuring out that you are bigger, a broader person, a more... Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you're unhappy with who you are, it's because you know who you are. That's what I mean to say. When you feel unhappy with who you are, it's because you know who you truly are. Do you see the concept of that? You feel unhappy with who you are at this moment because you know who you truly are. And so you're confused as to why you're living this, let's say, not the proper life, the ghetto life. Your life is not where you want it to be. You don't have the money you don't have the things that you need right now. And so because you know you're better than this, you're unhappy. You're not unhappy because you're unhappy. You're unhappy because you know you're better than that. You're unhappy in that relationship because you know you deserve better than that person. So that makes it good. See, you see the good in that? You see the good in that is that you're not unhappy. The real I just posted a reading, all the signs. Go look up the Libra sign. You're unhappy because you know you can do better than that. You can be in a better situation. So you're not unhappy, babe. You're not sad. You don't hate yourself. You don't hate who you are. You know you can do better than that. You're not unhappy right now. You're just figuring out who you truly are. And the divine being in you is saying, okay, so we're in this human form right now. I know this is a little hard for you to accept, but you're going to have to go through some ghetto earth shit in order to get to where you truly belong. You see what I'm saying? So your spirit's talking to your body and explaining to it the things we struggle with on a daily, right? We struggle with, let's say, some of us food, some of us addiction, some of us anger, some of us anxiety, bipolar depression, all of these things, ADHD, all of these things that we struggle with. It's not because we're struggling, it's because that is what it's going to take. See, here's the thing that I believe. A lot of people, most people cannot just wake up. This ghetto earth shit, meaning all the earth is not ghetto, that's not what I mean, but you know what I mean? Like for us in our spiritual divine being, this right here is like, what the fuck? Like, these motherfuckers need to catch up. Like our spirit's like, wee-dee-dee, our higher self's like, la la la, wee wah wah wah, all in the sky, all in the universe, having a good time. Then we get here on the earth and we are limited. We have limitations and boundaries and we can't accept it, and we fight through it. We fight through the struggle. But here's the thing. The real says I hate it here, but I'm going to tell you something. If you don't go through the earthly struggles, then that means you didn't come here to learn lessons, and you're just here to do whatever you want. If you're going through the struggles, you chose these lessons. Let's say, for instance, if up there, when you got up there, I've explained this numerous times, but I'll explain it again. Let's say your spirit's up there and you're like, well, I want to ascend. I want to be like that angel. How come I'm only this kind of angel? How come I'm only a guardian angel and I'm not closer to the seraphims or the cherubims? How come I'm not closer to them? And they say something like, well, we were created by God, right? But you can ascend to a very high dimension. You become a light being, a formless being. You can become an energetic being who can vibrate and send your frequencies out into the world and help many, many people. But for now, we're going to start you off as a spirit guide, right? Let's say you start off as a spirit guide and you go, well, I want to be an angel. Okay, so you go, how do I become an angel? So there's a line. Don't think that there's not lines and structure in other dimensions. There's chaos and there's order, okay, everywhere. And you get there and you're like, well, I want to ascend to this dimension. And they're like, okay, well, if you want to do that, there is something you could do. Who wants to sign up for Earth? You got to go down there. You got to learn these hard lessons. You got to go through this. You got to go through struggles. Your parents might not be there for you. You might lose a daughter. You might lose this. You might not be able to have children. You're going to go through these struggles, but the trick is you have to remember who you are when you're down there. If you can't remember who you are, then you'll never start to tap back into your spirit, and you can't understand the lesson. And so when you can't understand a lesson, you're going to get trapped in the human experience and you're going to stay there. And just like spirit, when they pass on, they get trapped in an energetic form. You call it limbo or whatever, you know what I'm saying? All of that right there, you'll stay there in that energy. So if you're here in this body right now and you're not understanding that you're here to learn things and to ascend and to get your, what's up, Manhattan, to get your energy right, to ascend, to become a higher dimensional being, because you're in the form of a human right now. You want to be a formless being. Angels are that. They are formless beings. Their wings are not wings. It's a form of energy and a frequency and a vibration that releases colors that looks like angel wings, because their vibration is so bright and so beautiful that they form the most beautiful, like, it's like translucent, these energetic waves, right? Waves, you can call them. Like, if you ever look at, there's like the graph and it's got all the lines with the, it's like this, the graph, and it's like all like vibrations and waves, right? If you look at frequency, they show it in waves and squares inside of it. That's like the dimensional state, right? But you wanted to ascend, so you told yourself, I'm going to go do whatever I need to do to ascend. So when you came here, see, Earth is a fast track to learning lessons. When we come here, it's a fast track. In the spiritual dimension and other dimensions and other forms, it is harder to learn lessons, because here's the thing, why I'm saying that. For people who don't forgive and don't let go of things, when they go that way, unforgiving, hateful, resentful, ungrateful, all that stuff, when they go that way, when they die in that energy, it is much harder for them to get out of that state of being, that state of mind, right? Which is why I say heaven and hell are just a state of mind. They're not an actual place. Like the kingdom of heaven is within you. It is, because you don't need to die to say, I'm going to go to heaven when I die. You start going to heaven now that you're here. You have to put yourself in heaven here, up here. You have to put yourself in heaven up here before you die. So if you die tomorrow and you're in a state of hate, anger, that's why they say forgive everyone, say I love you to everyone, because you never know when you're going to pass on. And let's say those spirits that end up being hateful and they're vengeful spirits, right? I guess you can call them demonic. I believe that they were in the worst type of human state when they were in the human body, and they still didn't let it go. Do you understand? They still didn't let it go. And so they carried that energy with them onto the other dimension. And when they got there, they were unable to release those habits and those feelings. So they got stuck there in that energy, which is why they say light workers, when you're doing light work here, you can also send that vibration over to the other side or whatever dimension or whatever is next to you, because sometimes, but somehow someone trying to lower your frequency, that's where you need to learn to detach yourself from other people's energy and their frequency. When I first started all of this work, I used to get affected by everybody's energy. And now nothing affects me. I could tune it in, tune it out. It's like a button. I just turn. Okay? I turn, shh, quiet, not right now, later. Or no, you can't. Like, I don't like that energy, especially being empathic, especially being intuitive or a psychic or whatever you are. You got to understand, if you can't tune out the other energies, you start to think you're depressed. You start to think you have issues. When you cannot tune out other energies and other frequencies, guess what? It becomes yours. Empathic people in here, whoever's watching, I know for a fact, you go to a place and all of a sudden your energy starts feeling funny. You were just fine. What the fuck is going on? Why do I feel weird now? Why? Because you just picked up everybody's energy in the room. And if you don't say to yourself, that's not my energy, please clear that. If you don't say that, guess what? You're stuck with that energy for the rest of the day. So I'm telling you to raise your vibrations, raise your frequency, and understand that if you're going through a struggle right now, the big message here is, if you're going through a struggle and you're feeling down and you're feeling like things are not going to work out right now, understand you chose this to learn this lesson. For what I hate, it's like the light is right there. Look, that should look mad funny. I'm such a Virgo. I notice everything. You chose to lose this, lose this lesson. You might be needing to let go of something. You chose to learn this lesson for a reason, because you had to ascend, right? So whatever you're going through, you might be like, this is never gonna work out, blah blah blah. No, what you're not understanding is this is what's going to make it work out. This pain, this struggle you're going through is what's gonna take you to the next level, and it's gonna make it work for you. And so if you don't go through this struggle or this part is called make room for the new energy. This part is called clearing the way. Okay? This part is called, I need you to go through this so that you can understand something, because you're going to do something with this information. We don't learn lessons for no reason, and that's what I'm going to tell you. If you learned even the smallest lesson, I guarantee you it's because you had to teach someone. Thank you, Booby. If you learning something, you have to understand that you have to teach someone else that lesson. That's what we're learning for. We're not learning lessons for no reason. It's not just a collection of learning lessons and clearing karma for no reason. You're doing it so that you can help humanity transcend, ascend, and transmute dark energy into light energy, because everybody plays a role. Dark energy plays a role. Light energy plays a role. Believe it or not, they're working in perfect unison together. What you don't know, you guys could say God and the devil are against each other. You're absolutely wrong, because the darkness and the light work together, knowingly or unknowingly, to create the perfect balance. That is the yin and the yang. The yin and the yang are the black and white thing the Chinese people have. It's half black, half white. Yin and yang, female, divine feminine, divine masculine energy. What you need to understand is divine feminine energy is, right? Divine masculine energy, aggression, force, right? So you think about it, they're working perfectly together. And if you can get both of because you got anger and aggression on one side, and you got the reptilian brain, and you got the love and divine brain on another side. You have the love brain, you got the hate brain. Believe it or not, we all have evil and good inside of us. Everybody's born with sins. No, you're not born with sins. Everybody's born with the darkness inherited into their body, into their spirit, and the light. You have both inside of you. What you need to do is learn to create the perfect balance. You're not fully darkness, fully lightness. What you need to do is create the full balance. Like, use both energies to create the perfect storm. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was a part of my dark energy for a long time too, Damien, and I turned into the light. But here's the thing. I also recognize the work that the dark energy has done for me, that has helped me become the person I am today. If I never experienced that darkness, I would not be this knowledgeable today. And if I never experienced the light, I would never be this loving, compassionate, forgiving, and caring today. So you got to understand, everybody here is doing something on this earth. I don't want to hear nobody ever say, I don't have a purpose. I'm here for no reason. I hate life. No, baby, you chose to come here. How could you hate something you chose? First of all, and when people say God's punishing me, it's God. God hates me. This world hates me. I'm like, no. Thank you, Callie. I love you guys too. When you're like, God's punishing me. No, no, no. God's not punishing nobody. God never said to you, you have to learn this lesson. I'm getting activation in the third eye and pressure here. So that means that when I get these confirmations, it's what I'm saying is true to spirit, whatever is going on there in other dimensions. There are different truths, different realities, different dimensions, different everything. Okay, don't ever get it twisted. There are different realities and different truths for everyone in this dimension and in others, in the past, in the present, and the future, because there is no time. Time is an illusion. It is not worked with. It is not a basis worked with anybody else in any other planetary system or dimension or universe. It is only done with us for now, because we're still working on the time and dimension, and that is what we're trying to break free from. We're trying to break free from time, space, dimension. We're trying to break free and understand that none of that stuff matters. We're doing that here for a reason, to attain knowledge, to attain wisdom, to carry it forth, right? To reproduce, to bring forth. And the darkness, you could say, is trying to stop that. By how? Stopping reproduction, stopping the creation of humanity, stopping us from living freely and all that stuff. Yeah, that's always going to be. There's nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. There will always be the villain, right? Every movie ever, without the villain, the movie literally sucks. Without the hero, the movie is terrible. You need the villain and you need the good guy. Without the villain, there will be no learning, right? Without the good guy, there will be no fixing of the darkness. So you need to understand that the darkness is doing their job perfectly. Yeah, I know you want to hate them and you want to bring them down and down with I understand that and I get it. I want to too, but I'm going to tell you right now, everything will circulate just the way it's supposed to be. Everything will work out just the way it's supposed to be. You have nothing to fear. You have no worries, no reason to be scared. I was going to say concerned and scared. I just came up with a new word. There's no reason to be scared. You've heard? And then I want to say, you feel me and you heard and you heard came out. Okay, so there's no reason to be scared. You've heard? You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to be scared. You've heard? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to come up with a whole new language up in this bitch, because when I channel, I don't even be knowing what I'm saying. Hold on. Let me write that down. Scared and you've heard. Hold on, I'm dead ass writing it down. You've heard. Hold on, I gotta spell it. Yeah, Feard. You've heard. Scared. Okay, perfect. You know what I'm saying? New words, I'm telling you, when I channel, I'm just gonna start like new words. I might come up with my own fucking dictionary, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But they got me with that one. There's no reason to be scared. You've heard. This shit was the funniest shit. Yo, imagine you walk up in a room and you're like, listen. You're like, yo, you know what I'm saying? The government is fucking us over, but there's no reason to be scared. You've heard? People are like, what the fuck did you say? Oh my God, I can't. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's never going to happen. Yeah, I am telling you. And I want my pink shirt back. That's my favorite part of the movie. Anyway, so like I was saying, you guys, there's always going to be, your spirit will always like calm me down when I'm like mad passionate and I'm like, blah, rah, shish kebab, right? When I'm like fucking, you know what I mean? Oh man, rah shish kebab. When I get all serious and shit, they will be like, all right, bitch, calm down. They'll make me laugh and shit so I could stop being so serious, right? But what I'm saying too is there's nothing to be afraid of. There's no reason to be scared. You've heard me? There's no reason. You've heard? There's nothing to fear, you heard? Anyway, but I'm just saying, darkness and the light are always going to work together. I'm just letting you know there's nothing to be afraid of. I love you too. There's nothing to be afraid of, right? We gotta have hope in humanity. We have to have hope in humanity. That's very important. Mika? Yes, baby.
I thought you were in
Watch.
And going to the dentist.
You thought I was going to the dentist?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay, can I see?
Can I see? Let me see your pants. You changed your pants? Okay, go ahead, get on the bed.
In my shoes.
Oh, hell no. Get out with those shoes.
Anyway, I love you guys. So that was just so the whole message of this was I was trying to tell you guys.
Can I go in?
No, your feet are mad dirty. Go wash it. Nina, why do you look like you were hauling? Move your foot, it's gonna hurt. Watch. Get your ass out of here. Okay, come on, wash your feet. Go downstairs, I'll wash them. Take your shoes. Alright guys, let me go. Oh my god, can you stop? Get out of here. You know, I just cleaned these floors. I'm gonna fuck this little motherfucker up. I swear to God. He's an Aries. He thinks that's hilarious. All right, come on. Let's go clean your feet.
I'm getting green.
He acts like a drunken old man sometimes. All right, guys. I love you guys. So there's no reason to be scared. You heard? Go be okay. Be happy. And that's it. Live your life. You heard? Look at this bitch. This one. I bet you she's saving another cat. Are you saving another cat? Look at all that cat food. Look at her. What are you doing? Look at mommy. Are you saving another cat? Oh boy. Look at this bitch. She buys cat food, takes cats to the vets that are not hers. She's crazy. She's the crazy cat lady. Come on, little man. Let's go downstairs. You too. Everybody get the fuck out. Yo, do you see what I did? Every day. All right, guys. I gotta go. Come on.